It's kind of like as we learn to work with the superego, and when I say work with the superego, for those of you that have had sort of a normal childhood with the normal childhood traumas, meaning you don't consider yourself to be a major trauma person, and everybody knows, it seems to me, where they fall in that division. And if you're a normal trauma person, then we normally try to bring assertiveness to meet the superego. When there's a pronouncement, that was the dumbest thing you've ever done. I can't believe how stupid you are, something really negative, then we have to be assertive in kind. Stop. Not now. Go away. But there has to be, you can hear in my voice, there's a definitiveness. Stop. And that's the energy you need to have. Because part of what that does is it pushes back on the superego, and the superego will often, when it's appropriate, will back off, meaning that the superego's function is to crowd us out, to keep us feeling small and vulnerable and incompetent. And our function is to say, nope, that's not the case. And for those of you that were the kids who would recognize themselves as severe trauma folks, typically the assertion doesn't work. If you try it and you find the superego gets more aggressive, that's an indication that you need to use either innate goodness, metta, or karuna to meet the superego. It needs some form of love to soften and create more space. You'll have to experiment and see. And I find that some of the severe trauma folks, sometimes assertiveness works, sometimes it doesn't. But these folks will learn what exactly works. But so as we're working the superego, which is a really extensive journey, it's not one that ends quickly. But that, and also our sense of self, begin shifting where there's more receptivity and openness, like Carol's understanding that even the thoughts and concepts arising are functions of the absolute. When our world starts shifting in that way, we start getting that everything is the absolute. So even the superego, even the pronouncements, the only reason the superego is effective is because you believe it. If you didn't believe the superego, then it wouldn't be an issue. It'd be the same as someone passing you on the street saying, I don't like your shoes. Be like, so what? I don't wear my shoes for your approval. I wear them because they work for my feet. Anyway, so over time, and also working surrender and acceptance with the absolute, we can begin to start having some of the downloads from the absolute. That's why we work with the crown chakra. Both it's the portal for journeying to other realms, and also it's the portal for receiving information from the absolute. And that's part of somewhere in that intersection of the superego becoming less dominant, our sense of self getting a little more permeable, and our recognition of the absolute in all its forms, we can begin to start getting a sense of messages. This is part of how I teach. Like today's topic, I just am open, and at some point within a day or two of the day long, it begins to land. I begin to start sensing and feeling something relating to our group, and then at some point it lands, oh, it's peace and stillness. I can feel the depth of that and even cessation. So that tells me that'll be our topic, our practice topic for the day. So anyway, that's kind of in a real rough sense how it develops. But we can't absolutely have absolute guidance and function from that. Maybe not all the time, but some of the time that's possible.